of requests and unique appearances for Romeo? Were there any that stood out more than others as far as uniqueness or anything like that?
I think that I was really moved when we got the phone message that a little boy had lost his mother, and wanted to know if I could possibly get Romeo to come by the funeral home for a visitation, just to visit with the little boy. And so I called Tim and asked him, and he said he was off work. So when he's off work and able to do those things, then he does it. There's been a few times when I've taken Romeo some places, but for the most part, Tim handles that. And so he said, yes, we'll go over there. So I gave him the address, and he went over and spent a little bit of time with him. To me, that was the most moving thing. There's been other instances where we went to visit somebody in the hospital, and that was moving. We've been to schools in Kentucky. We went just the other day to New Washington. These aren't in our district. We've been to probably all the elementary schools at one point or another. Middle schools. Those stand out to me more than any, but until I write my book, I'm not going to probably remember everything.
Are you going to write a book?
I don't know. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. There's so much. There's so many things that have happened over the last 4 years. I don't know if it'll be a book, but I might write something for my family.
Retiring the jersey, Coach, how did that come about?
Well, it was just one of those things where I went into Mr. Unruh and I said, we've arguably got one of the best players to ever play in the state of Indiana. Up there with the greatest names of all time. It's really put our school on the map. We played on ESPN twice. He's going Division I. He's going to be in the NBA. As far as I'm concerned, I would really like to retire his #1 jersey, and he didn't miss a beat. He said, I think that's a great idea, and I fully support that. If he had not, we wouldn't have done it. He's my boss. And so with his
you called him your best friend at times, too.
Oh, absolutely. Wonderful man. Wonderful man. And so I told Tim we might do that. We were talking about it. And we thought, that's really nice. That was it. I don't know if he told Roe. I doubt if he did. Roe probably found out tonight. But as Roe gets older, he'll come, a lot of this. I mean, he's going to Indiana University, okay, to play for the Hoosiers. That's what's on his mind right now. And then he's probably going to the NBA. He's probably thinking about that. The retiring of a jersey is not that important to an 18-year-old kid, and I get that. It'll be important to a 42-year-old man someday. And that's when he'll be able to bring his kids back. And it'll be special, I think, for him. I'm sorry.
Indiana fans were holding their breath all the time. Does he grasp what impact he has?
Well, I would certainly hope so. The state loves Romeo. Indiana fans obviously love Romeo. And I think that he has an opportunity to go there and be an impact player. I think immediately, but it's not that's not up to me. He's got to go in and prove himself. He has to get to work going, on their individual workouts and go compete with their players. So, I think that he'll be able to do that. But I don't know psychologically if he really, I grew up in that era, as a child. Channel 4 back in the day, WTTV Channel 4, watching Coach Knight's show on Sundays with Chuck Marlowe. So I'm kind of old, but back in those days, man, we lived and breathed the old red and white. And then, of course, you get older and things change for everyone. But for me, this is special. But it would have been special for me and my family had he chosen to go somewhere else too. But it's pretty special that he chose to stay in state.
You've seen Indiana play, obviously. How does he change their team right away in terms of his ability just to do so many things offensively? And obviously the defense isn't talked about as much, but it seems like he has a ton of potential there as well.
Coach Miller and his staff will get him better defensively to where he fits in. Offensively, I think he steps right in. I really do. I had coaches tell me the last couple of years he could play for them then. Like college, really good Division I coaches say he could come and play now. He was a sophomore, junior in high school. So, again, he has to prove himself, just like his dad said. When he was in 8th grade, came up here as a 9th grade year, he told him, he said, don't expect to start. You got to earn your way. And Romeo was like, I want to start. And he did, because in our first scrimmage game, he had 28 points, 5 blocks, 2 dunks. So he started. But I think that same thing could hold true for him at the next level. He's got to go in and prove himself. But high impact player, man, especially offensively. He can put it in the basket, and I think that's something that they need.
I've had people tell me that they think he could be the top freshman scorer in the country next season. Is that something you think? I mean,
I don't think it's for me to say, because it's easy for me to say what I think is going to happen or what should happen. I don't know. I just think that he's going to go in there and have a magnificent season. And, I have no way of knowing how many shots he's going to get or what percentage he's going to shoot. It's going to be more difficult than here. He's going to play at that level. It's other guys on not only on his team are going to be competing for minutes, but guys on the other team are going to be trying to beat him. So he's going to get guarded, but I have all the confidence in the world that he will be very successful next season.
You're going to coach the Indiana All-Stars in June. You know a lot about, obviously, Robert Finney. How do you think Robert and Romeo complement each other as players?
I think they complement each other very well, and they're both high character. That's what I love. I mean, Robert Finney is, from everybody I've talked to, is first class, just like Romeo. So, man, you got a first class point guard. You got a first class wherever you want to put Ro. He can play anywhere. But you got 2 players coming in there that I think could have impact on that team. I certainly think Romeo can, but I think he and Robert are going to be tight from here on out.